first, I want to tell you about a group that makes sure homeless veterans are cared for. From finding a home to putting a meal on the table, this group is truly helping our heroes. Watching 53-year-old John Grube and his service dog, it's hard to believe he's battled chronic homelessness.
She lights up my world.
John and his beloved pet live at one of the tiny homes at the James A. Peterson Veteran Village in Racine.
This last time I spent 4 years living under a tarp, behind buildings, in parks, wherever I could find. I've spent 8 years on the streets under a tarp and 6 years in a vehicle.
Grube says the shelters simply were not for him.
I had street outreach teams, literally with tears in their eyes, begging me to let them take me to a shelter. 4 feet of snow on the ground, negative 24 degrees in the forecast, and I stayed out under a tarp instead.
This Army veteran is learning to deal with the past trauma of child abuse.
I really have no contact with my family. I had exhausted all friends and resources, and I've always just done things on my own.
Reaching out to the former military men and women like John is an important mission for the staff at the Veterans Outreach of Wisconsin. Jeff Gustin founded the tiny homes. He began by collecting food and furniture in 2013.
You wanted the veterans to feel like they're walking into Steinhoff's.
It's hard enough to ask for help, so we wanted to make it the best experience that we could, because actually we were helping them, but they were helping us at the same time. It's a dignity thing. It's hard enough to ask for help. We didn't want it to be, a bad experience when they did finally walk through the door.
Gustin is humble about what he's accomplished.
This has nothing to do with me. Just about anybody can sit in my office and make this happen. I'm just glad that we have enough people in a community that's so supportive so that we can be successful and help the men and women that we do. Because I value my freedoms. I wouldn't have them if it wasn't for our veterans and our active duty military right now. The men and women that come through our doors, we're here to give them a second chance and a hand up, and to do that and put a smile on their face and know when they walk away that they're not going to be hungry today, to know when they move out of our village that they're going to be good, they're not going to be living on the streets anymore. That's why we all do this. Like what I said, like-minded people. Everybody that's come together to make this happen has the same vision and the same goal.
The Veteran Village and tiny homes have bipartisan support. Racine County Executive John Delagrave.
We've seen individuals and groups from both sides wanting to take a tour, wanting to learn about just how did you pull this off, wanting to know about just the success and the services they offer here, because both sides of the aisle, conservative, liberal, progressive, Democrat, Republican, understand wholeheartedly the sacrifices that these individuals, men and women, have made. So I think it's easy to get on board knowing that our freedom is because of those individuals.
Delagrave notes Veterans Outreach also benefits the community.
Selfishly, from the county standpoint, we're really only as strong as our nonprofit and faith-based entities. So when we have this organization, Tiny Homes and Veteran Outreach, taking some of these services that the county would have to, our capacity is only stretched thin. So selfishly, the better Veterans Outreach and Tiny Homes does, the better the county does.
Fiona Murphy is Director of Development.
I'm proud of the Racine community because we were really the first in the nation to present this idea about housing our veterans through tiny houses. Everything you see, from the over 400 veterans a week that we feed in our veterans market to the 15 tiny homes and all the wraparound services, those are all things that the community supports. We built it and we keep it going, and I'm very proud of that.
And those here say this would not be possible without the community's passion for the cause. The Veteran Village gets no federal funds.
It's really heartwarming to know that anybody and everybody cares about these individuals. So seeing that through what's going on in our society is really heartwarming, and it tells me that no matter what's going on, people do care, and I think that's the important message for everybody out there.
People really saw the need. They wanted to help the people who served us, and they showed up and did it. They built a village.
John Grube, he's a reminder that even if we never enlisted, we all have a duty to look out for those who took the oath to serve.
I'm learning coping skills here. Like I said, get my life together, financially, and looking forward to being independent again. I look forward to when I'm on my feet again to get training as peer-to-peer counseling and help other homeless people, other veterans, deal with their issues too.
How instrumental has this been for your life and quality of life, John?
Can't begin to say. I fell through all the programs in City of Racine and Racine County, so I would still be on the streets right now if it wasn't for Veterans Outreach of Wisconsin.
And John is on his way. We're so happy to see that. A tiny homes community for veterans is also planned for the city of Milwaukee, so stay tuned.